Let's go live. Let's see here. Get over here. Or oh shoot. Do this. Here, take a second for people to show up. There we go. See you there, Harrison. Let me get over here on my thing here, where I can see what's going on here. Byron, Cody, and Albert. Let's get over here. Well, that's pretty good. That quick like that, like 46 people, 50, 65 on here already. There we go. A lot of people from Georgia watch my stuff. Georgia still continues to be my #1 state for some reason. Good evening to everybody. It's on there tonight. Got 80 people on here right now. We'll get a few more and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, my nose is looking good. I get the stitches out on the 14th, which is Tuesday, and then I'll be leaving on Wednesday, making my way to Maine. I see there Patrick from Connecticut. I'm doing good. Let's see, we got 94. We get 100 people on here. I'll go ahead and get rolling with this thing here. I see there Mark from Maryland, Jacqueline, Tony. So many people popping up here and, and saying hey, and the scroll thing. I got my laptop sitting here and y'all are right there, and so it's kind of yeah. The Kubota has a Tier 4 engine in it. It's what it has in it, and so tomorrow is a big day. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and so I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Jill and I and Emma just took Jill's mom out, my mother-in-law, took her out to dinner tonight. We went to Huck's and had a very good time at Huck's, and had dinner there and all that. So good evening, but tomorrow's a big day for all the moms. Y'all remember all of them. And no matter what, on any day it is, always remember the military people. Think about all the moms that are out and abroad and in the military right now, and then the moms who have sons who are in the military out and about overseas fighting for us, and all that stuff like that, and the worries and fears that go through their minds, and just a lot going on. It's I've been a parent now for fixing to be 20 years, and boy, anybody that's a parent, your kids, you think a lot about your kids all the time. You know what I mean? How they gonna do? How they gonna be? How they gonna turn out when they grow up? Are you doing the right things? Are you teaching them right? And because that's what everybody, or at least me, everybody wants is their child to be a productive citizen. To be able to make it on their own, and be able to fulfill their dreams and stuff like that. And so I'm all about that and everything. But so I just thought I'd sit down and do just a live feed tonight and all that. Of course, I gave away one of these file kits here. Jill keeps jacking my feed up right here by texting and everything. But I gave away one of these file kits here this past week, and a guy named Joseph Bowley won it, and he's already got it in his hands and everything. So once I get back from the Rotobeck stuff, I will go back to doing some giveaway. I got so much stuff I need to give away. Another one of these file kits, and I've got so much other stuff I need to give away. No, I'm not going to be doing any giveaway tonight or anything. I don't really have time to fool with a giveaway tonight or doing anything like that, because I just got so much stuff, man, because the thing I got going on with Rotobeck that starts Wednesday on my traveling is a big deal, a really, really big deal. And y'all are going to be seeing a good bit of video from that trip. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on in that. Not only the logging show end of the Rotobeck thing, but a lot of other stuff that's going to kind of tie into that. It was really cool. I know a lot of y'all. The video today is done very, very well with Brian with his new Volvo 355. Both of them in the video. There's still going to be about 2 or 3 videos it should be 3 videos from that deal. That took place this past Monday. Brian happens to be working. That job is over at Vicksburg, Mississippi. It's an old hospital over there. I can't remember the name of the hospital that they were tearing down, but while I was off, I made a contact with Brian and told him I wanted to come. So he told me where they were, and so I headed over. I got there like 8:30 Monday morning. I was there with him all day long and did all that filming, and I was very surprised when I got there. I wanted to see the new machines he had got, and I wanted to check out the steel wrist on those things and those buckets he had on, because he had explained to me about the buckets on those machines, but I couldn't really imagine what it was that he was talking about the buckets, how they were, the bucket and the thumb was set up on them, and I was filming him along there, and it kind of surprised me when Brian kind of set the machine up and got off of it, and I saw him swap the controls, and he said, "Hey," he said, "I want you to run it now. I want you to run it and see what you think about it." And I was nervous as a cat on a hot tin roof, because the machine's brand new. Thing's got 81 hours on it or something like that. And I've never really done any demolition work, and so I watched those machines run, and I mean, that kind of work is very destructive work, and very rough on machines. And so my thing is, I don't want to tear nothing up, you know what I mean? And Brandon said, "You ain't gonna hurt nothing." He said, "Just do what I'm doing." And so I did, and he come around on the other side of me with the other 355, and you can hear that thing in the whole video while he's busting up those blocks as I'm throwing them down for him and stuff like that. But very cool thing. I'm so fortunate that Brian has allowed me to kind of come in there at the capacity he has and let me just wander around doing whatever I want to do. I mean, that says a lot right there, because I don't know that unless I really, really knew somebody that was on my job or whatever, that I could just give them free reins to everything. So there was some people that in the comments today talked about the mirror finish, the chrome finish on the M&M on those machines. And so I contacted Brian this afternoon. I said, "Hey, man," I said, "where'd you get those things from?" And so he kind of gave me a little background on that, who done it and where they were at, and all that stuff like that. And so I'm gonna make a contact and see what the possibilities are of me getting something like that for myself. And I think it'd be really cool. And one of the cool things about being down there with him Monday is a guy in the video today that was fooling with the pressure gauge on that bucket. He was from AMI. He had flew in from Toronto and had come in on a plane that morning, because when I got there, Brian said, "You're here at the right time." He said, "You're going to get to meet somebody from Scott Equipment," which is the dealer that he bought the excavator from, both of those excavators from. And he said, "And a guy from AMI is going to be here too." So I was able to make a connection with AMI, and AMI also has a connection, small connection with Rotoback grapple. So pretty cool, because you never know what who you're gonna come in contact with. So then I did some stuff Tuesday for Kevin, and he needed me to do, so I done that. Somebody wants to know what's the weather like down south. It's raining right now. It's coming down right now. But so Wednesday morning I got up, and when I got up, my phone wouldn't work. My phone was freaking dead. I'm talking about blacked out, wouldn't do nothing. No power, wouldn't power up, and I keep it plugged in at night, and it wouldn't it wouldn't do nothing. And I was supposed to leave here Wednesday morning, making my way to North Carolina to see Bobby Goodson. So I'm freaking out. So I have somebody who I can contact who can work with me on my phone a little bit. So I contacted them through my iPad, and I said, hey, look. And I said, this is what's going on. So they sent me a screenshot of something to try on a soft reset on the XS Max that I've got right here that y'all are on right now. And I'd be dang if it didn't work and powered my phone back up. When I did the soft reset, I didn't lose anything or nothing like that. Powered my phone back up. So I ended up getting on the road about 8. And that was a long freaking drive from here to Wilmington, North Carolina. It was about 700 miles one way from here. So I wasn't sure how all that was going to be. I had a location of where they was, and so I got in a lot later than kind of what I anticipated getting there in Wilmington. And so the next morning I was there right after they fired up. Matter of fact, Bobby followed me into the woods. I was kind of easing in on this sand road going in there. And y'all are going to see a video with me and Bobby tomorrow. That's going to be tomorrow's video. I got to put it all together and everything like that. And Bobby was actually having to run a loader. He's short a couple of guys right now, or at least short one guy. Justin's doing the shoveling, and Bobby was running one of the loaders. And so I rode on the loader with him for a little while, and then I got down and did some other things and rode in one of the 635s and stuff like that. And but one really good video that y'all are going to see from that visit was with Summitrio. Dirt Road Landing, man, I appreciate that, the $10. He sent me $10 through right there and everything, man. I appreciate that. Summitrio, I filmed him as he was working his way out, and he was cutting those trees in that swamp. I was standing right on the edge of the water, as close as I could get to him without getting my feet wet. And filming him coming out, he's cutting a lot of those trees underwater. You can see the disc when it goes in the water, and all the water comes spraying up and everything. Just ought to be some really, really cool video with Summitrio. And then he came on out, and then when he come up there to park to get fuel, I hung there with him while he's getting fuel, and then I kind of befriended Summitrio a little bit, because of course he didn't know who I was, and he and I got to talking. So after he got fuel, then I filmed a little bit with him up on the machine on the 855 there, and yeah, the buggy skidder is the same as ours. It is there, Terry. And then Summitrio was gonna go over there and grease, and the clam bunk was in the way, so he stopped short and got out. So I started talking to Summitrio, and I told him, I said, you mind if I film me and you? And he said, no, I don't mind. So me and Summitrio talked for 8 or 10 minutes, just talking. And man, that's a good video. That's a good video and everything with me and Summitrio. He's been with Bobby for over 25 years, and just a lot of knowledge. A humble guy, very humble guy. I like being around humble people, you know what I mean? And just he and I shared for a while there and all that. Now, I even got some of Bobby's truck drivers, 3 of them. I actually sat in the truck with Wayne, Bobby, one of Bobby's truck drivers, and talked to him, and that was very cool, getting to talk to Wayne. And then Terrell, y'all saw some of the video on Bobby's video today with me and Terrell talking. Had a lot of fun with Terrell. And but the thing that I realized, it's good to get out and go to these other loggers and sit down and talk to them and share with them and stuff like that. Even though Bobby's 700 miles away from me, and he swamp logs and we hill log and we work in the flat ground and stuff like that, you know, we face the same struggles, the exact same struggles. And it makes you realize that you're not alone out there. I see there Logger Logan. I appreciate that too, man, sending that through there. And I'm gonna kind of look through the comments right here. And but so I left over there Thursday afternoon. I actually had Bobby's film guy. Bobby has a guy hired to do this filming for him. And so it's a big difference between TV and YouTube. There's a reason YouTube is the way it is, and there's a reason YouTube has done what it has done, and what it does day in and out is because of the raw, the unscripted stuff and things like that. So Bobby and them have, had to show swamp loggers. So, YouTube is not exactly TV, so they've got a big learning curve going on here. So I answered a lot of questions from Bobby and from their film guy about a lot of different things about YouTube, and it was pretty interesting to converse on that and talk to them and everything. So so I left there. I drove back into South Carolina Thursday night and stayed over there, messed around, done some things, South Carolina, Friday. And then this morning I got up and I drove back home this morning. I wasn't sure if I was gonna come home today or not, and everything. Let's see, Logger Logan wants to know how many hours does a 635 have? I really don't know. I'm not sure on that. We've got so many machines. A lot of people ask me specific questions about machines, and it's like I can keep up with my machine and Kevin's machine and know what the hours are on them. But I'm gonna say the 635, it should be maybe 9,000 hours or something like that, I guess now. 8 to 9,000, somewhere around in there. It's what it should be. And but two very different types of logging and everything. We log in extreme terrain and some of the stuff that we work in over here. And Bobby obviously logs. They log, the swamp loggers log in some very extreme terrain that they're in. The one thing that got me is I rode out in the 635 out there where Justin was. And I wanted to get out there where Justin was out there. And I mean, it was probably better than a quarter mile ride to where Justin was on a tree road, on a log road that they had matted of solid trees. And we get out there, and the guy that I'm riding with, I can't remember his name now, but we look around and he says, "Man, I don't think there's a dry spot anywhere for you to get out here." And I looked around, I said, "No," I said, "I'll just ride back out with you is what I'll do." And there wasn't, I mean, it was just solid water. I mean, it was just, and I mean, think about this. If you break down, you can't come out. I mean, you're with the machine till somebody comes to you. So if you bust a hose or something like that, I mean, some of the water we were going through was, waist deep. you know, and everything. And so it was just some completely different stuff. Several of the truck drivers that came out, I helped them bind down. There was, when I first got there, Gary, that y'all seen on Swamp Loggers on the show before, he was there, and I pulled in there and I parked and everything, and I walked over to Bobby when he got out, and I was talking to him for just a little bit, and we went to walk away, and Gary says, he says, man, he said, I just figured out who you were, and he was like, kind of like almost fanboying kind of, you know, and I'm like, you know, you actually work for Bobby, you know, somebody that's on TV, you know, all the time, and you've been on TV yourself. And so it's pretty cool to some of those guys recognize me and everything and stuff. Let's see, Wayne wants to know what was my first impression of Bobby's new trucks. Man, I liked them. The interview that I did with Wayne, Bobby's truck driver, was actually inside of Wayne's new truck. And it was kind of funny, some of the conversation that Wayne and I had, because of the, you know, the trucks are automatics. They don't have a clutch, and they don't have a gear shift in them or nothing. You just shift it on like a blinker switch is what you do. And so it was pretty fun talking to Wayne. I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun right here. Let's see. Robert says it's wet in Indiana. Let's see. I'm going to kind of look right here. Let's see. D. Ness says, you loggers are kind of like us farmers. You don't know what you're going to get into until the job's done. That is exactly right, man. You got to be able to logging and farming both, and a lot of other things, especially like what Bren does. You can't be closed-minded on it, man. You got to think outside the box. You got to be making up new rules all the time. If you don't, or you can't do that, you're not going to survive. And so that's very good. Let's see. LaRue, Wind Dancer, good evening to all. Mr. Cotontop, good evening to you too there. Louisiana Dirt 218, he's the one that sent the money through a while ago. Say hey to him. Let's see, Chad D wants to know, have I run a new cutter yet? I have not run that new cutter yet. I have not been on it. It's not because I hadn't had the opportunity or anything. Like, I could have stayed in the afternoon and got on it or anything. I just hadn't been on it or nothing. And let's see. Gary says, I drive a Mack with the automatic in it, and I like it. I've talked to some truck drivers with the automatics, and Wayne and them told me the same thing. The road that they were on was solid sand. I had to put my truck in four-wheel drive to go all the way in there and all the way out and everything. As a matter of fact, when I was going in, one of Bobby's guys, they got a tractor there that was unrolling hay, has a unroller on it to unroll hay on that sand so that they can run on that sand. And so I asked Wayne and them, you know, about the automatics and about pulling through that sand, because they had a few hard spots to where you would get, you know, you could get speed up and then hit a sand pit. You know, how does the automatic do on that? And the other guys that I talked to around here that running the automatic told me the same thing that Wayne told me. So when you go to leave that loader, you put that thing in manual shift to where it'll hold in the gear and it'll pull RPM, because if it ever goes to trying to pull down, you're going to end up stalling out in the hole that you're in. You're going to end up stuck. Somebody just asked logger loading, want to know what happened to our L830C. We traded that machine in, and a guy over in the middle of Alabama ended up buying that thing. And let's see, what else we got right here? Joel and Lily wants to know, do we have two crews working or just one? We have enough equipment for two crews, and we keep one set of equipment on our own property, and we cut on it sometimes. And so we ain't cut anything on our own in a while. Now this past summer, 2018, I did not help my dad and brothers on none of our land. YouTube has gotten so big for me that I really don't have the time to kind of help them after hours, you know, and it's not monetarily feasible for me to help them after hours and everything. Let's see. Somebody asked me a couple of questions. Let's see. Somebody wants to know how many hours are on my Mini. I hadn't run it none this week. I've only got about 50 hours on my Mini. DA wants to know who is running my loader while I'm off. That'd be my dad. My dad's running my loader. Let's see. TBG Jr. Wants to know what's that device that Tater wears when he's running around. That is a Garmin tracking collar is what that is. And it allows me to see where he's at. If he gets away from me, I can watch him and see where he's at. And I can also shock him from wherever I'm at too, if I need to, like when he's trying to bite the bucket and stuff like that and attack it, I can just bump him a little bit with it and get his attention. And Brad wants to know, have I tried one of those the new John Deere G Series machines? I have not. I have ran one at the factory. I actually helped them build those machines. It's a 5-year process. And I ran one on the yard at the factory, but I have not ran one here on our job or whatever. Let's see. Grant says we just got a new track loader here at the mill and has a walk into the back of the cab to get in. Which one did you get, Grant? They get a Tiger Cat or they buy a John Deere? Which one they buy? Spradlin, I see you there. Hello. I saw your comment today, Spradlin, where you're trying to buy one of Brian's machines there, that 320. I actually was on that machine Monday, cranked it up and moved it around. Those are still good machines too, by the way. Those 320s that he's got. They call them a reduced tail swing, so they're not a zero turn, but they're not a full tail swing. Yes, a John Deere. Okay. All right, Joseph. We'll catch you later, Joseph. Let's see. Jordan wants to know, is that my logging company? No, it is not. My dad owns the company. Has always owned it, and it's his or whatever. Let's see. Never been offered to get into it or buy it or nothing. So who knows what'll happen with it? I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I can make money doing anything. Whatever it is, I can make money doing anything and can be successful at doing anything. Now, do I want to start a logging crew up? I'm finna be 47 years old. No, I do not want to do that. So, let's see here. Let's see. Charles wants to know, is there any way I can get more video time with the Volvo 700 with M&M Demolition? Well, the thing about it, Charles, with the demo is Brian needs to be kind of closer by to me to be able to get with him to film it. Now, I went over there Monday to Vicksburg to film him. So from my house to Vicksburg is a little over 200 miles. So that's not an easy task for me to pull that off. Now, he's got a job here that's fixing to bid off here coming up pretty soon. Hopefully he'll get that job. It'll be kind of local. If he'll get it, then I'll be able to do a good bit of filming with him then. He's got one that's coming up in the Jackson area that would probably be about a 2.5 hour drive for me to get there. So that would be good. So that's the thing about that is the distance for me to get to wherever he might be, because he covers a huge area. He has to go to wherever the work is, and everything. Travis wants to know, do I ever wish I would have got the enclosed cab on a Kubota? No, Travis, I don't. I'm glad I did not. Let's see. Let's see. Joe says, yeah, Joe, I watched that. I watched that thing. I've watched several of his that he's done. The thing about it is people's got to understand that this guy is trying to make money off of YouTube just like everybody else does. I will say this, his figures of what he's figuring are way off. Way off. I've even talked to some of the other people that he's done those videos on and everything. And they're not even, what he's figuring there and what he's showing is not even close to being correct and everything. So, I mean, if that's what he wants to try to base his channel on and try to make something on, that's whatever, whatever and everything. So, let's see, I've never tried a John Deere standing mowers. D Ness says I need to get a big chrome CT3 logo put on the front and back of my pickup. Well, see, the thing about Brian's chrome stuff that he's got, that's actually 304 stainless that's polished is what that is. And so hopefully it'll work out. I got to make a phone call and talk to a guy about that. And hopefully I can get on there. Let's see. I have been to Yazoo City, Mississippi before. Brad Powell, I need to come check out Canadian West Coast logging sometimes. Actually, I've got some videos from up there. You can go back and look. I've been on 3 different jobs up there before, and everything. I see there Tallahassee, Florida. That's good, Thomas. I see you say you're feeling better. Kevin wants to know if I've had my metal detector out yet. No, I have not. Let's see. C. Smith wants to know, can I talk about the L830 in wet and soft ground? Yeah, I can. Me and Sumitra and me and Bobby talked about that a good bit. You can run the 830 in soft ground, but with it being a zero tail swing machine, the machine's not spread out. Everything, all the way to that machine is sitting dead center in the middle of it. And so you find yourself fighting that thing the entire time. And that thing will go in the ground so fast, it's crazy. And if you're gonna run that machine in soft ground, you better know what you're doing, or that thing's gonna go in the ground with you like that. And when it starts going down, it's really fast. Now you can take like the 855, has got an even longer undercarriage than our 830 does. It's got 10 rollers under the bottom instead of 9 rollers under. And the truck body up under it is so long on that machine, and the tracks are so wide on it. I mean, that machine there will just about walk on water and everything. Let's see. I see there Lincoln, Alabama. Let's see. Jim asked, do I have room in my shop for 2 more flags? I have a couple that he'd like to send to me. Yeah, Jim, I have plenty of room in here. Send me an email, cotontop3@yahoo.com, and I'll get you the shipping information if you want to send me something like that right there. Josh, I like North Carolina. I was in North Carolina back in March. I've been in North Carolina several times. That's the first time to be on the coastal side of North Carolina, though. Very cool. Hopefully, if everything will work out right, I'll be back in North Carolina again in July. I got some things that I'm going to be working on. And hopefully everything will plan out on that, and I'll be back over there then and doing some stuff. Let's see. Yes, Spradlin. I may have to talk to Brian about that, get some more rock from him or whatever. No, I wouldn't do Brian like that, man. Brian's a Brand's a good guy, good, humble guy. Listening to him, he's talking about the rock crusher, and just really good how he narrates the rock crusher on that thing and all. Let's see. Kevin wants to know why I want the head to stop you from sliding down the hill. He's talking about the 830 and stuff when it breaks loose if you're on the hill. Man, you take 80-something thousand pounds, when it starts moving, you ain't gonna stop it. I mean, it's just gonna, you can bury that head in the ground, and I mean, it's just gonna push that head of dirt, everything right on down the hill is what it's gonna do. Somebody wants to know my thoughts on the 562. I like the 562. It's a good saw. If I was gonna buy a new saw like in that size range, at 62, 60, man, I'd buy the 550 is what I'd buy. I mean, 550 is gonna be a really good saw for us, Warner. Let's see. No, Joe, ain't nobody done anything on the Kior side. It's still empty. It'll probably be empty for a while. I see there Paul Hills from Queensland, Australia. Yeah, Calvin said he's seen me dig a track hoe out of a pond for my friends. Yep, that was a cool video. That video gets a lot of views on it and everything. Let's see. D Ness says, hit the thumbs up, guys. Whew. I'm glad I don't have no more cows or whatever. Half done calving right now. Let's see. Somebody wants to know, Chris wants to know, how did me and Bobby first meet? I first met Bobby in 2008 at our logging show over here at Starville. I was running a machine for John Deere in the show, a processor for John Deere in the show. And Bobby was interested in the processor, in a Cotontop processor. And so after the show was over, they brought Bobby over there to talk to me. And I talked to him for a while that afternoon, and that's how I first met Bobby, was right there. I see there Jay Dean from Central Georgia. Came all the way through Georgia today, man, all the way from one side of the state to the other. Started out over in Augusta and came all the way across I-20. And let's see, Cody, I don't have a video published yet, Cody, on that. It's going to be, that video is going to be tomorrow. Is when that video is going to be. Let's see. Let me scroll on down here. See what else we got. Marlon wants to know, would I ever get in the go and try swamp logging? Yeah, I would try it, like on Bobby's job or something like that. You know, get on a machine and everything. What I do it here, we have swamps here and everything, but nobody logs them and all. Our ground's a little bit different over here. You've kind of got to have enough trees to mat with, and a lot of our swamps that we have here don't have enough trees per acre standing on them to do a correct mat to hold the machines up to where they could even run. And let's see, CRS Excavating wants to know, do I keep in contact with Let's Dig Chris? Yeah, I do. He and I talk probably a couple times a month or so, something like that. Somebody asked me, may have been the same guy, want to know, there's one lonely farmer, Wes. Wes, shouldn't he be baling some hay somewhere or something? I don't know how me and Let's Dig met. We kind of met through YouTube is what we did. And then I lined it up last year to go up there and see him and everything and stuff. And let's see. Somebody wants to know, how many rigs do you say y'all have of your own? Was it 4 you mentioned? We've got 5 running right now. I think we've got 8 trucks right now currently is what we got. it takes 8 to keep the 5 going. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of deals, you know. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Justin L says, I'm a steel man. He has a 461 and a 201 top handle saw, but I think I'm going to pick up a 550 XP next year. I never owned a Husky before, but they have to work as much as they use them. They do good. I've actually got another new saw coming from Husqvarna that'll, I'm not sure when it'll be here, but it's gonna be good and stuff. So it'll be good when I get it. Yeah, Jack. Me and Jason still talk and everything. Wants to know if me and Hollis Farm still talk and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, y'all see old West, one lonely farmer. He's done showed up here in the house there. So that's pretty cool. It's always fun when somebody else shows up like that. Let's see. Yeah, I tell you what, I think it's been as wet up there as it has been here. We got, man, Thursday here, we got over 3 inches of rain. I think it's rained every day here. And this afternoon, we got a daggum about an inch in about 15 minutes here this afternoon. I mean, it just kept on. And let's see. Dean Park says, I have a tree service business and the 550 XP is the saw the guys use for topping trees. The one I have is 3 years old and has almost 18,000 starts on it. Dwayne, you got it right there, man. That's what it'll be. T540 XP is what's coming. I've got two of the older 335 XPTs and everything. And so I just asked them today. I said, hey, I got some stuff coming up. I said, will y'all send me a 540? And they got back with me and said, yeah, we'll send you one. What length bar you want with it? So that's been pretty cool. Let's see. Marlon wants to know will there be another Cotontop and Hollis Farms video. There should. Jason's just busy as heck, man, with the racing because he's traveling. I mean, he's traveling with that stuff and everything. And you taking a tour? Let's see. Somebody, Rodney wants to know how's Tommy doing. I hadn't seen Tommy. Tommy's doing good. I know that, but I hadn't seen Tommy in a few months and everything. But I mean, he's still out and about. Let's see. Somebody asked what was my favorite beer I seen at Papa Bear. Whatever somebody else buys me or whatever, I'll drink it, and it doesn't matter. Let's see, Charles says, is there any way I could do like a step-by-step explanation on how I determine how to drop a tree? Yeah, I could do that. I mean, there's a lot of variables in cutting trees and stuff like that. And just a lot of things go in that you factor in and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, somebody says free beer is best. That's right. Yeah, Napa Mike. I love that. Napa Mike said Wes has a great channel because he tells it like it is, and he's right. I love Wes to death, man. I've actually been to Wes's farm personally, and and visiting him there. That was kind of an impromptu visit, and but it worked out great, man. It was really cool, and hung out with him there for several hours. Even got to drive one of his tractors up and down the road, and then turned right around and went to How Farms Work Farm Day in 2017, and he and Teresa were there at it, and we had a good time there. That was the first farm day was awesome, incredible. And then last year, we gathered back up and all went to farm day again. He and Teresa was there, and man, she was pregnant. Boy, her belly was sticking on out there, about to have that baby. And had a good time last year there too. I have contemplated doing something here at my place and everything. I've thought about it and toyed around with it. I've talked to 2 or 3 different people about what my thoughts were and just kind of getting some feedback from them. And I'm just kind of undecided right now, because to do what Ryan and the Coosters do up there with Farm Day, it takes an army of people to pull that off. I mean, there's a lot of people don't realize the behind the scenes stuff that goes into making that happen. And see, Cotontop3, Jill helps me with the shipping and stuff like that, and packaging stuff up that I sell on my website. And Ryan and them, with their dad and Travis and the family that they got right there, they've got a good group kind of there to kind of help support them behind the scenes. And then also, to make that happen, you also need other YouTubers there. Because if you try to do something on your own, like if Ryan was doing that on his own, there's no way everybody could get through the line to see Ryan in a day. There's no way. So you put Ryan up there, and then you got Travis, and then you bring Wes up there, and then I'm up there, and it kind of makes the people kind of disperse out a little bit more, to where people can get the one-on-one stuff. So if I try to do a solo thing here at my place by myself, there, and I had just open the gates for everybody to come in here, there would be people who would be upset because they wouldn't maybe get to spend the time with me. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna hit some of these shows and everything, like the show in Bangor coming up this coming week, and so I'll be I'll be there at that, and that kind of gives me, people can come through and all that stuff like that. But it's a crazy thing. I'm gonna work on some stuff with you there, Wes, and everything, but it's something that you don't plan 2 or 3 months in advance and make it happen. It's a big deal. I see there, James. Wes has his own hotel on wheels. That's right. If Wes was to come, I would buy his hotel room for him. He would not have to get a hotel room. But there is one thing that I am going to do for sure. I talked about it, I think, in one video. When I hit, I'll both them things up, by the way. Dadgummit, emails coming through. When I hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away a weekend for somebody to come here, a husband and a wife, or whoever wins it. As long as they can get here, I'm going to take care of them from that point forward. I'm going to take care of the hotels, the eats, and everything for the weekend. And hopefully whoever gets it can get here like on a Thursday night or something like that, because I want them to go to the woods with me all day on that Friday and hang out with me and us in the woods, watch machines run, all that stuff like that. And then, like I said, I'll be, I'm gonna take care of all the meals. We'll go out to eat Friday night. And then that weekend on that Saturday and everything, we can do whatever whoever gets it wants to do. Want to hang out with me, I'll tour you around to the locations or whatever, or hang out here, name it, that's what we'll do. But that's what I'm gonna do for a 100,000 subscriber giveaway and everything. Can't run 830, but I'll let you ride in it though or whatever and stuff like that. But I think that'll be a cool idea. I think that'll be a popular giveaway and stuff like that. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, rain is terrible. Let's see, Grim Noble. I said which saw it was a while ago. Let's see. Sawmill John says, how is your family? Everybody's good. Mother-in-law, man, I love her to death, Miss Suzanne. Had a good time tonight with her. Old John Boy says cold beer in response to. Yeah, that's right. I've had to drink some hot beer before, but that's okay too, you know. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know, and stuff. Grim Noble says, what if I put my wife and kids up for collateral? Can I run to 830 then? Well, we might could do something then or whatever. I mean, because kids would be pretty valuable. They probably bring good money on market, you know, on eBay or something, I imagine. Probably get me locked up in jail, but yeah. Let's see. Matthew, what about dropping the tree and getting taught by the master? I've got to do a video on bore sawing and how I do it. I've got a lot of requests on that. But I hadn't been in the right situation to do it, because what I want to do is I've actually got Apple TV out here now. My big, you can see the big screen of my TV right over the corner right there. And because I'm gonna kind of do like a dry erase board, kind of step by step on that, and then show that, and then we'll go out and tackle some trees, and I'll show real life how I do what I do and why I do what I do and stuff. Let's see. Yep, Charles, it ain't many left, and man, I tell you what, you can get on rolls sometimes. I mean, I've had subscriber days where I've got over 1,000 a day, and so you can, you know, one snap of the finger and bam, you're there, and stuff like that. Let's see. Chad says, I'm talking about having a mill in my shop coming soon. Yeah, it's not coming soon or anything, but yeah, that's gonna be something that I'm gonna add in here. I'm gonna add a mill and a lathe in here at some point and everything. Let's see, what else we got? Yeah, Albert, I don't know why it took that long for him to get up there. I'm not sure what the deal was on that. Why? I mean, something on the mail system jacked them things up. Let's see. I've had this 2 or 3 times. Joe from Tucker, Georgia. I know right where Tucker is. I've been there several times. That's right there by Stone Mountain right there. I've had 2 or 3 questions about this. What size and brand is my metal building here in my shop? Looks like it has tall enough ceilings. Yes, and this answers some of the other questions about that too. This is a 40 by 60, and the eaves are 16 foot. That's what the eaves are, and everything. We got I've got an out for lathes and mills up here in Huntsville, Alabama. I got to make a trip up there. I'm not ready to get one right yet though, or whatever and stuff. Let's see. Mm. Dude, I know. I know that, Benji. That's the reason why I went ahead and answered that question. Yeah, I could easily put a car lift in here. Let's see. Tyler wants to know what it costs to build it. When I built this shop right here, the building was $8,700, and I actually built this building for me right here in Columbus. We have a Seco branch here in Columbus, and they built it for me here. And poured 5-inch thick concrete. And then in 2002, I was buying concrete for $40 a yard. And so concrete was very cheap back then. And I put a central unit in here. It's got air conditioning in it. Of course, now it's got heat in here. But when I finished it, when I got it done and got it in wiring and everything, I had about $27,000 in this building. Is what I had in here. And I bet you today, if you built this same building today, I bet you couldn't build this building for $50,000 today with the concrete that I use and the way I've got it wired and all that stuff like that. I guarantee it probably cost you 50 grand today. Let's see. Yeah, Adam's about right. He's about right. Because if I got a mill down here and a lathe down here, Jill would never see me and stuff. If Peter says more like 80 grand, I wouldn't be surprised because I asked about some concrete the other day. Concrete's $135 a yard here now. And man, that concrete is just went crazy, man. And stuff. It's just nuts. Let's see. Oh, Graham's desperate. He's desperate to run that 830. He says he's got 15 acres of pine. He'll just give me if he can run to 830 on a couple of them. I see you there, Mark. Hello. Louisiana, 110 there. That's a deal there, man. 'Cause like I said, it's about 135 here. Man, I tell you. Oh, Brian, just a little fact on the rebar. Somebody mentioned the rebar, price rebar. Y'all remember in the Kiora videos with Brian, y'all can go back and look at them. Look at the end one there. The dang rebar. I asked you the other day how much rebar ended up being on it. They sold $40,000 of rebar off the Kiora job. And that's just what they balled up. That's not including what's in that pile, that monster pile of concrete that they got to crush here. And they're going to be crushing that pile here probably in just a few more months, maybe late summer, something like that. They'll be crushing that. So I'll be able to go over there while they're crushing that. But there's a lot of rebar in that pile over there. Let's see. Nope, no more broken concrete. Mark B says, praying for my health and family. I appreciate that, Mark. Yeah, Kevin. Brand said that pretty much covered them on their fuel. was that right there on the rebar and stuff. But I'd love to know how many tons of daggum concrete they got piled up over there. There's no telling how many thousand tons of concrete they got piled up over there. It's got to be crushed. Let's see. Charles wants to know what site is M&M doing now. I'll detail that in another video, but they're actually taken down. I see their crosses by Charlie A63, amen. It's an old abandoned hospital in Vicksburg. It was been abandoned since back in the 80s. And the city there got some kind of grant or something to be able to demo it. And so that's what they were currently on, was that right there. And let's see, Peter wants to know any jobs for my 3-point hitch ripper this year. No, the only thing I did with my ripper was when I put the conduit down from my internet out here in the shop that y'all are on right now. Dean, you have a good night too, man. Appreciate you joining tonight. Billy wants to know how's Derek doing. Derek's doing pretty good. Snatch wants to know, do I have any tattoos? Yeah, I have two and stuff. Two-cylinder farmer. I'm doing pretty good, man. Just listening to it rain right now. I think it's probably gonna rain all night here and stuff like that. We'll see there, Kevin. Yeah, it's been about an hour on this. I appreciate everybody who showed up. I'm gonna try to continue doing these things each week if I can. I don't know what night. Tonight worked out great for me tonight to be able to do it tonight. And hey there, Tony. I give you a howdy there, buddy. Everybody showed up, man. It kills me, the people out there, that there's been people sitting on this thing from the time I started to right now watching this whole thing. And it gets me that people want to watch what I do. I don't want to watch what I do, you know? I mean, I don't know, but I appreciate it. YouTube's been good for me. Been good for me, and everything. So it's been it's been good for me in a lot of different ways. I've met a lot of people. Chad was talking about Loggerway, you know, met Loggerway, and that's the thing. I want to get out and I want to travel, like going to see Bobby. That stuff like that right there is expensive for me to do. It's not cheap to travel 700 miles. But I want to go. I want to talk to him. I want to get him on film, whether it's Bobby or going to see Chris, Let's Dig, or somebody else. If everything works out right, I'm going to be with a really cool person in July that's not a YouTuber. And but I'm going to bring him in front of y'all, and it'll be pretty cool and stuff. So, so I'm gonna let y'all go for now. Again, I appreciate all of y'all showing up and everything. So y'all be good. Take care of them mamas out there. Take care of them mamas. Mother's Day. Okay.